California. So I just had a little bit of a divine appointment I wanted to share with you guys real quick. But I'm going to give a little bit of the backdrop to the story. I went on my trip for the Zumba instructor conference. That was in Florida for 4 days, and I came back on Sunday. Today is Friday, so I came back last weekend on Sunday. And when I went to go, I shared a little bit about this already. When I went to my car, the key, the clicker wouldn't work. So I couldn't get into my car. So then I called a cab to, help me get to places where I needed to be until I could take care of my car. And so I had a cab take me to, Pep Boys or somewhere to get a replacement for the battery and the key for the car. And he put it in for me. I tried it. It still didn't work. But I still have one more option that I can try. So I'm not using my car right now until I can get into it. But in the meantime, so in order to get around, taking a cab is very expensive. So, it can add up. Once in a while it's okay, but like every day and to get to places where I need to get. So I was riding the bus. So yesterday, maybe the day before, I was at the bus stop and there was this gentleman on the ground just sleeping there. It was probably like 7:30 in the morning or something like that. And he was all grungy looking and he had bags of sodas and sugary sweets in there. So I thought, oh, maybe he's a homeless person. And I just felt in my heart, I want to pray for God to put his life back together for him in Jesus Christ. So I said a silent prayer under my breath for him and then just went on my way with whatever it was I was doing for that day. Because that was like early in the morning. I think it might have been Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, yesterday morning. So I went on my way, did my day, and then today is Friday. It's actually afternoon time, and I'm going to my other job. And so I took the shuttle out of our building, and then now I'm picking up the bus and then another bus to get to where I need to go to work. And there at the same bus stop is that same person. And so he wasn't there at first, actually, but I sat down next to, there were like bags on the seat, and I just left him there and sat in the spot next to it. But I guess those were his things, but I didn't know that at the time. So I just sat there, and he came up to his bags, and then he was trying to make room to sit, and he said, "Thank you." And I said, "Thank you for what?" So this is like the divine, well, we're getting to the divine appointment part. Well, this part kind of is. And, but he couldn't really talk coherently. So later in the conversation, he said he had a disease. Another gentleman came up and was like, well, all we can do is pray for him. And he said, the homeless person said he had some kind of a disease. And I found out his name, I think it was Larry, but he goes by a different name. And the guy that came up was walking by, and he said, well, all we can do is pray for him. And I was telling him, like, oh, I ran into him yesterday, and this is what I saw, and then now today, here he is. I can't understand if he's okay or not. Like, he had a whole gallon of water yesterday, like with him. I could see that. So, so Larry offered and said, well, after we kind of talked a little bit about him, and he's like, well, I wonder if he knows what's going on. And I said, well, I don't know. And so we were talking back and forth a little bit. And what the gentleman said was, well, all we can do is pray for him. And I said, would you do that right now? Would you, just say a little prayer over him, and I'll stand with you in agreement. I'll extend my hand towards him. And so we had a little prayer for him in that moment. And it was such a divine appointment. It was a godsend. And so he prayed, and we're praying for this homeless person, for his life to get better, and, for just for God's help in his life and intervention and protection. and something like that. So that's the update on this gentleman. That if I was not able to get into my car with the key lock not working, I would never have had that opportunity to be a part of God's work doing that. So I just wanted to let you know. And then there was another guy at the bus stop, and when we were done praying and we were praying in English, he said amen, like he joined us in the prayer too. So that was kind of cool. So the four of us, we're praying, and hopefully Larry is in God's hands and his situation. So the gentleman that prayed that was walking by, he gave him the rest of his water bottle and, kept asking him, are you okay? Are you okay? And Larry seemed to nod like, yes, he's okay. But he definitely has a speech impediment. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but he's nonverbal or not very verbal. And Jay was impressed that I didn't seem afraid of him or offended by him. So anyways, all glory to Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. And I am signing out. Were any of you joining? A couple of you gave me 2 thumbs ups. Thank you. But I don't see any comments. So, all right, I'll see you in the next video. And I feel energized now for the rest of my day. I was dragging a little bit. All right, talk to you later. Oh, there's 4 of you on. Oh, let's see. Hi. Hey, number 1, Eva. Hi, Eva. Thank you for saying hi. And I hope you were able to follow my story. If not, go back to the beginning. And it's a really short video. So, all right, I'm signing out. This was just a short 5-minute video. All right. God bless you.
Doors closing.